Welcome Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Nicola Barreto. Let's take a look at the headlines. The Ministry of Health launches public volunteer program to aid with administrative functions. The Education Minister attends Global Education and Skills Forum in Dubai. And 17 of 32 Idea to Innovation projects have received proof of concept, displaying a strong sense of commercialization. Thank you for joining us. The work of the recipients of the 2012 Idea to Innovation, that's the I2I program organized by the Council for Competitiveness and Innovation, CCI, under the Ministry of Planning and Sustainable Development, has been put on display at an exhibition. I2I is an initiative aimed at helping young persons tap into their creativity and putting their entrepreneurial ideas to good use.
The exhibition, held at the Center for Enterprise Development in Freeport, saw innovators put on display their pet projects which have been turned into successful enterprises, a main aim of the I2I program. The I2I program has been structured in a way to equip participants with the knowledge necessary to transform their business ideas into reality. Speaking at the opening of the exhibition, Chairman of the Council for Competitiveness and Innovation, CCI, Richard Lewis, explained that the idea behind it all was to ensure employment for young people and growth of the economy.
I2I was launched on the 8th of May 2012 and is a national effort to tap into the creative and innovative potential of our citizens, in which they submit proposals that could be funded. The main objective is the promotion of innovation and entrepreneurship as important mechanisms for job creation and strengthening the foundation of the national economy. I2I aims to provide opportunities for upcoming entrepreneurs to start up their companies and showcase their innovative ideas to Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, the entire world. The program consists of an award grant scheme with a competitive element, along with a capacity building exercise, as we provide the necessary developmental and technical support to progress those ideas to become success stories and winners for our economy.
Mr. Lewis noted that I2I creates a greater awareness among citizens that the government is here to provide avenues for sustainable development and to empower all people to become entrepreneurs in their own right. Also speaking at the exhibition was Dr. Ricky Parmanat, Executive Director of the Economic Development Board of the CCI. He explained the structure of the program.
In the program's inaugural year, which was 2012, we received 400 applications, from which the independent evaluation panel selected 50 awards to be awarded grants. Of those projects, 10 were awarded to companies, 17 to project teams, and 23 to individuals, involving a total of 93 people. The distribution of those projects was skewed in two categories: manufacturing and ICT, representing 13 projects and 11 projects respectively, and 26 and 22%. Funding for the projects was equivalent to 4.7 million TT, which came out of the innovation financing facility, has just been said. To date, based on the most recent reports that we have from Kariri, approximately 32 of the projects have received proof of concept, with 17 of those having very strong potential for commercialization.
Winners of the I2I program received mentorship in business planning, financing, market research, and intellectual property. Dr. Parmanan said the Council for Competitiveness and Innovation, CCI, also offers continued coaching for the winners. Felicia Wilson-Moore, News 4.
In other news, the Ministry of Health is taking a new approach to the shortage of health workers within the system. The public volunteer program launched by the ministry aims at filling the shortage in administrative functions, while at the same time developing the volunteer system within our culture.
A new and innovative approach is being taken towards the shortage of workers in the nation's hospitals. This, as the Ministry of Health is seeking to recruit volunteers as it looks to fill the demand of administration workers. These volunteers are expected to provide a source of comfort to those who may be facing difficult times with their health and in need of some moral support as well. Health Minister Dr. Fawad Khan, in introducing the Public Volunteer Program, PVP, says this is just one of the many ways the ministry is expanding its stakeholder base in improving the health system.
The introduction of this program today, the Public Volunteer Program, highlights a paradigm shift in one of openness and inclusion of the public in the affairs of the sector. I recognize that the Ministry of Health and the regional health authorities cannot bring about some of the changes needed in the sector on their own, but require stakeholders to partner with us to bring about the improvements. This Public Volunteer Program offers such an opportunity to work with a range of stakeholders to move the sector forward. The public volunteer system will target all citizens, 18 years and older, and will be conducted at all health institutions in the Trinidad and Tobago through the regional health authorities. Training and orientation will be provided for volunteers at the selected facilities to allow for proper adherence to policies and regulations.
The program also aims to encourage the development of a system of volunteerism in our society. In other countries such as the United States, over a quarter of the population are involved in some sort of volunteer program in the community or public service. While cultivating this as a norm in our society will take some time, Human Resource Manager at the Ministry, Jennifer Andel, says this program offers citizens a chance to make an impact on the health service.
It was felt that the volunteer system was a great vehicle to obtain a better understanding of how the sector operates and how we, as individuals, can contribute to the delivery of quality health services. Volunteering offers a significant opportunity to contribute to national development, to give back to our communities, to fulfill our need for self-actualization, and to be part of something larger than ourselves.
While persons accepted will be screened and interviewed, they will also undergo relevant training and be supervised during work hours. Ms. Andel explains how persons interested can apply online to become part of the program.
Persons can access the registration form by going to the Ministry of Health's website and either clicking on the PVP icon or the Careers tab and proceed to the PVP page. There, they will receive information on the program, a summary and a brochure, and access the registration form.
Dr. Khan adds that the program will also provide a key foundation to those pursuing careers in the health sector.
The ministry has recognized the need for our healthcare students to earn invaluable practical experience. In this regard, it is my hope and expectations that many students would join this program to gain much exposure in this field. It offers an opportunity for self-development and earn credits towards university matriculation. We will be able to utilize skills and talents in creative ways to enhance the services provided at the healthcare facilities.
The program will commence with 150 volunteers to be recruited and dispersed throughout the various RHAs and targets all citizens 18 years and older. Kimberam Calawan, News 4.
News 4 continues right after the break. Stay with us. Minister of the People and Social Development, Dr. The Honorable Glenn Ramadasing, is continuing to meet citizens throughout the country as he embarks on another direct effect walkabout. The residents of Palmy's village in Caparo have been the latest to meet with the ministers, or that should be the minister and officials from his ministry.
The Ministry of the People took its grants and services to the people of Palmy's as Minister Ramadasing continues on the ministry's Direct Effect program. Addressing the community, the minister says, following requests from the residents, he came to the community as soon as was possible.
We understand through our networks, our intelligence, people in the community, phone calls and text messages, that the people in this community wanted to have an outreach activity where they could meet the member of parliament, the councillors, people from the ministry, where they could get their issues attended to. And that is why we are here.
He emphasizes the work of his ministry is important if Trinidad and Tobago is to grow as a nation.
If Trinidad and Tobago is a chain, and the poor people are the weak links, the chain is only as strong as the weakest of its links. And therefore, if we want a strong society, we have to strengthen the weak links, the vulnerable, the poor, the dispossessed, the differently abled, the ill, the sick, the needy, the shut-in. Those are the people to strengthen, to build a strong Trinidad and Tobago.
Minister Ramadas Singh reaffirms his commitment to help the homeless, a task which he says is just as important as helping poor families.
A man who does not have food is a needy person. A man whose roof is leaking is needy. But a man on the side of the road or the street is the most vulnerable of the vulnerable in the society. And therefore, it took this government and the Ministry of the People to take up 140 of the 400 homeless persons in Trinidad and Tobago. And given the time, the resources, and the will, we will take care of the other 250 in this year that is coming.
Minister Ramadas Singh assures the people of Palmyra that their cries for assistance will no longer go unheeded. He explains that 18 coordinators from the ministry will now be conducting weekly walkabouts to meet the people in the area, find out issues, and remedy them as soon as possible. Gregory McBurney, News 4.
Education Minister Dr. The Honorable Tim Gopi Singh has joined a cadre of world leaders for the second annual Global Education and Skills Forum, GESF, which is being hosted this year in Dubai. The forum began on Sunday and ends today.
The 2014 GESF is being held under the patronage of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates, UAE, and ruler of Dubai, and will look at tackling the global education crisis. More than 1,200 participants from over 80 countries are attending the 3-day program, and Minister of Education Tim Gopi Singh also joins 31 of his counterparts and 850 world leaders in focusing on putting quality education within reach of every child. The GESF has been organized in partnership with UNESCO, the UAE Ministry of Education, GEMS Education, the Vaki GEMS Foundation, and Dubai Cares, in support of the United Nations Secretary-General's Global Education First initiative. The 2014 GESF Post-2015 Education Development Agenda will include topics such as Transformation Challenge, the use of data in education, policy solutions promoting equity, mobile technology, social media, gaming to improve education, strategies for youth skills, development engagement, and employment, and new mechanisms for investing in global education. The program includes a keynote address by former U.S. President Bill Clinton and will also feature deliveries by former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, former Prime Minister of Greece, and many others. The program will also focus on early childhood education, the empowerment of adolescent girls, parental engagement strategies in education, public-private partnership, business sector backing in education, and new partnerships for girls and women's education. The forum will also include senior-level representatives from multinationals such as SAP, AirAsia, Crescent Petroleum, Samsung, JP Morgan, PwC, and Aruba Networks. Joseph Lopez, News 4.
More news right after this. The West Indies have begun preparations for their title defense of the World T20 in Bangladesh with a warm-up victory over England. England won the toss and took to the pitch, but they were shaken from the start as Krishmar Santokhi bowled opener Michael Lum with the last ball of the first over. Santokhi went on to take 3 wickets for 24 runs as England stumbled to 131 for 7 in their 20 overs. West Indies achieved their target easily and lost just 3 wickets in the process. Openers Dwayne Smith and Chris Gale combined for 78 before Smith was caught out for 36. His successors, Johnson Charles and Marlon Samuels, contributed just 9 runs between themselves, but it was fellow opener Chris Gayle who took the Windies over the finish line with an unbeaten 58. The Windies reached their target of 132 in 16.1 overs and won by 7 wickets. West Indies begin their World T20 title defense on March 23rd in a Group 2 match against India in Mirpur, Bangladesh. More news right after this.
More than 5,000 residents of Chase Village are now enjoying a better quality of life because of a reliable 24/7 water supply with the completion of the Chase Village pipeline project.
The water supply, we don't have any problem now, and we get it very, very hard. All the basic requirements that we need water for, we don't have no problems. When the water pressure come hard, then we're going to do certain things.
We have been getting enough water, a good supply, that we don't need to get any more tanks. Water is good here.
We could carry about our lives as usual now.
Another water improvement project from the Water and Sewerage Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. Water security for every sector. Deliver it. Sustain it.
A Homo sapien. We'll call him Mark. It spends its days trying to attract a mate. Success. What follows is a series of celebratory actions unique to this species. Every Homo sapien has their own way of displaying themselves to attract a female. But things don't go according to plan.
Where the water gone?
No water, no love. Pay your WASA bill today.
The Water and Sewerage Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. Water security for every sector. Deliver it. Sustain it.
If you must listen to music while on the road, turn down the volume so you can prevent this. Or this. If you must use your cell phone while walking on the road, pay attention to vehicles and traffic signals so you can avoid this. At all times, you must be aware, you must be alert, you must be attentive.
Members of the Trinidad and Tobago Air Guard gathered for the annual church parade at the Ulrich Cross Air Station located in Piarco. The ceremony served as an opportunity for reflection and thanksgiving for officers.
The annual church parade of the Trinidad and Tobago Air Guard saw the coming together of its members of the unit in an atmosphere of giving thanks and a chance to reflect. While the event commemorates the accomplishments of the Trinidad and Tobago Air Guard for the year 2013, members used the opportunity to bond in a solemn atmosphere and prepare for the new year. The Air Guard, which also provides aviation support for naval, land-based and disaster relief operations, both locally and regionally, recently assisted CARICOM neighbour St. Vincent and the Grenadines when flood waters struck during Christmas 2013. Canon Major Rohim, in giving his opening prayer during the ceremony, asked for strength and guidance to the many officers that protect our airspaces.
Strengthen them in their trials and temptations. Give them courage to face the perils which beset them, and grant them a sense of your abiding presence whenever they may be.
The aerial arm of the Trinidad and Tobago Defence Force, known as the Trinidad and Tobago Air Guard, was formerly the air wing of the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. It became an independent formation on August 1st, 2005. Located on a Piarco aerodrome, the Piarco Air Station was recently renamed the Ulrich Cross Air Station in honor of 2011 recipient of the Order of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and for his successful tenure as a national in the Royal Air Force. Canon Rohim reminded the officers of the oath taken and the responsibility they have as members of the Air Force.
When you become a member, you become related to, you become connected to the other men and women of this outfit. And so you will find yourselves working together, accepting each other, and living with each other. It means that you've got to recognize the limitations in each person. It also means observing the rules and living a life of discipline.
Officers commemorated the occasion with song, giving thanks as well as providing fellow comrades a source of uplifting for the coming year. Established in February 1966 to perform the functions of surveillance and search and rescue in support of the surface units, the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard Air Wing, now the Trinidad and Tobago Air Guard, has since received 2 new helicopters to assist in its aerial services. Kimberam Calawan, News 4.
Well, that's how we wrap up this edition of our News 4 Report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Nicola Barito. Thank you for joining us.